How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to one of my videos today. In this video, we're going to be working on a leveling set of gear. I have some Unyielding put aside, some Sentinel. I just need to make some Intelligence, and I'm going to be swapping out some rolls on one of my armor sets that I had put to the side, and have decided to basically make that my leveling set so I can increase my Intelligence as much as I can. I'm a bloodied player. Unyielding Intelligence is going to make sure that I get the most Intelligence kind of stacked up, help me level up that much quicker. And then before I do wind up crafting any of that, I have to jump on over and make the Intelligence mods. In my previous videos, you would have seen me breaking down a bunch of legendaries, both armor and weapons, to get a bunch of legendary mods unlocked. I'm very happy with my current selection of mods. Today I'm going to need 2 Intelligence mods, and that's going to run me basically 60 modules. I already have the bobbleheads put to the side, so now that I got those mods crafted, this is where the fun part begins. So you can make any of these sets from either, you know, something that doesn't have any good rolls, but I always kind of suggest people work on the pieces that you can already swap. Just like 1 or 2 different things to max. And what I mean by that is, this piece I have in front of me is Unyielding Luck Sentinel. I want to turn it into Intelligence. I'm also leaning away from Unyielding. My new strategy is basically level up before I hit 100 in the score for the season, and then after I'm, post 100 score, maybe swap into Overeaters. So I'm currently grinding out Overeaters. And then hopefully going to learn that soon. That's one of the few that I'm really looking forward to unlocking next. But for this piece, I could potentially make it AP refresh. I can make it less explosion damage, something like that. But what I'm going to do is make this my leveling set. I have a few things already put aside that I'll be, let's say, adding Intelligence to this one. I'll be adding Sentinel to this one. And then for these last 2, I'm going to be adding Unyielding. I have a few other pieces that I put to the side. I call them spare. For example, this is another Unyielding Sentinel piece that I could potentially make Intelligence in the middle, and then there you go, there's my leveling piece. This one, again, Intelligence, Sentinel, but it's Ghoul Slayers, so I could swap that out, put Unyielding. I don't need to do that, being I have the other items, so I'm going to put those aside. And like I did mention, you could swap out 2, it's just not as cost effective. So for example, this Hunter's AP Refresh Breathe Underwater, I can go in, I can make it Unyielding. That's going to cost me 10 Scrip, and it's not modules it's costing you, it's Scrip. So you got that, and then whatever the box mod is, and then I can go in and turn in the last one to a Sentinel. And then that's going to increase the cost every time you change it. I forget if it's like 10, 20, 25, 30, etc. But it does become more expensive each time you do change something out. So again, if you can just swap out 1 piece or 2 instead of all 3 of the legendaries for something good, that's going to save you in the long run. I currently have an Unyielding Sentinel set. They all have various, let's say, 2 stars. My best one is my Unyielding Intelligence Sentinel chest piece. I'm not going to be modding that out. In the future, there's talk of 4 stars, so it is possible that maybe a 4-star would be something you add onto an untouched 3-star. Who knows? As everybody's re-rolling their stuff and making it untradeable, maybe there's some stipulations. I'm just kind of guessing. I have no idea. But for me, I know I don't need to roll anything on the chest. I already have a tradable Intelligence leveling piece. So now that we got that out of the way, let's add a couple of pieces, or a couple of legendary mods to these pieces of gear. Again, I'm going from Luck to Intelligence, and now you're seeing the Scrip costs go from 10 to now 15. So then if I was to go and, let's say, decide I don't want Sentinels, but I wanted something else, it's going to be 15 Scrip, and then I think it's 20, might even jump to 25, but I know every time you're going back to change your gear, it's going to cost you more and more. So keep that in mind. So now that I have this piece put to the side, that's one. I also recommend trying to find pieces that already have the second and third star, or the first and third star, so you only have to spend basically minimal swapping things out. Being this is Sentinel, this is going to cost you a little bit more. I actually got lucky. I was able to pull Sentinel pieces off of certain armor pieces when I was trying to learn it. So whatever excess ones I have to the side are now, let's say, funding my various sets that I'm working on. The Overeaters one, I was debating on keeping and then swapping out the intelligence for, let's say, less explosion damage or AP refresh. Well, I have a similar piece to this, so for me it's fine. I can swap this one out. And again, it's going to be most cost effective to keep the last two and then only swap out the first one, because it costs 15 modules to make a 1-star, 30 modules to create a 2-star, and then 60 modules for a 3-star. So not even accounting for the script cost to add the piece. You want to try to save up as much as you can. Alright, so now we have our 3 pieces here. Our last one, this Nocturnal Intelligence Sentinel piece. Swap that out to Unyielding, and there we go. I personally got my leveling set right here. It's gonna make it where as long as I'm bloodied within that threshold, I'm gonna be getting 5 intelligence for all 5 pieces. So that 25 intelligence plus my, let's say, if I wanted to do 15 intelligence with my special, that's going to add up very quickly. Whatever bonuses I get, whether using brain bombs or other intelligence boosting foods, you get your leveling up much quicker this way. So in terms of other gear that I'm working towards, I also have a troubleshooter set that I've been using for a while, and I've been very happy with it. I do have a little bit extra health, some protection against explosion damage, AP regen, and I even have an excess arm on me. I have 2 right arms, one is Sentinel and one is Cavalier. I only use this really for encrypted. I could also use it for other events, test your metal, and other ones that have robots clearly, but for me, my next step is to find heavy leather armor that I can swap out 1 or 2 pieces to then make it troubleshooters, and then, or at least troubleshooters, less explosion damage, maybe some fire resistance. I think the fire resistance also helps when you're getting, you know, laser beamed from the encrypted robot. So for me, that's how I'm approaching it. Now I'm going to be swapping out 1 or 2 rolls here and there to make my dream sets. I encourage others to be saving up as well. For me, I can't stress enough, I've been hanging on to a lot of different items, hoarding for quite a few years now, and all that's kind of paid off. I'm able to basically find these rolls that I couldn't get rid of, random hunters pieces or whatever, that I'm re-rolling into, let's say, these Unyielding sets or Overeaters. I would say for those interested in seeing what other combinations you can get, I'm probably not going to make another one of these videos. I just wanted to kind of show how some of this is done, being I had people in the community asking like, hey, how easy is it to do this? What do I have to look forward to? How much am I going to be spending if I don't have these? I think a lot of this is kind of straightforward. Yes, you do have to break down a lot of stuff if you're trying to learn specific mods, but you'd be surprised how many people are already selling a lot of these pretty cheap. So now if you know that you can find intelligent Sentinel pieces and you want to do something like I'm doing and only get the Unyielding one, you can most likely get the Unyielding roll much cheaper, I would imagine, because it's a 1-star compared to asking somebody for a Sentinel, which is 3. So all kind of food for thought. I would say if you do have more questions, looking for more insight, want to share your findings, definitely come throughout the week on our Twitch channel. Join us on our adventures, especially if you're on Xbox. Let us know in the comments below. Again, if you've been pretty lucky with your own rolls, what kind of sets you're working towards. I think the leveling set for me, before I hit 100 in the score, that's gonna, that's gonna help a lot. And then the next step will be finding pieces like, not necessarily this one, but if I can find something that's Sentinel, AP refresh, ghouls, or ghoul slayers, I can swap out that ghoul slayers and put an overeater's piece. And then, again, if I swap out this for overeaters, I don't want intelligence at that point. I would probably want AP refresh. So then I would swap out that second roll for the powered. I still don't have powered learn and I still don't have hardy learn, but I was able to pull those mods. And for the sake of just kind of testing things out, sciencing things out, and sharing with the community, so what I'll do is I'll turn this into a AP regen piece right now. It's going to cost me 10 Scrip. Again, you saw that increase go up. And now if I go to Ghoul Slayers and I make this my Overeater's piece, it goes from 15 to 25. So then it does increase kind of exponentially. But now I have an Overeater's AP Sentinel piece that I can use for the post 100 score grind. Now I gotta work on some heavy leather. Who knows? Maybe even throw in a heavy metal set. What I'm actually more leaning towards, let's say, is either Brotherhood Recon or Secret Service armor. I do have some Secret Service armor put to the side, and for the sake of just kind of poking around through some of the items that we have, I have a few kind of put to the side that I can definitely make much better. I could probably turn all of these into just Overeaters and just call this the Overeater set and just use normal scout for my post 100 grind, or sorry, pre 100 grind, and then post is this. I personally don't think I really need that much damage resistance, so yes, the Secret Service could give me even more armor than I currently have, but I don't think it's going to really make or break my personal build. At least it hasn't all these years, so I'll take a little extra damage resistance and energy resist, why not? Some rad resist. So that'll be for future adventures. Again, I encourage those wanting to let us know what their findings are to join us on our Twitch adventures throughout the week. And then definitely keep an eye out for more videos. I had recently uploaded me learning Bloodied by breaking down the Unstoppable Monster. I also was breaking down a few other items that I got pretty lucky with, but you have to keep breaking them down to try to learn these mods. I think it's a very interesting addition to the game. Definitely had a lot of questions from like people returning to the game, and it seems to be more received positively than I thought it was going to. A lot of people were kind of panicking, like, oh, are my god rolls going to be worth less now? But I don't think so. I would argue that people are going to be looking for these god rolls so they don't have to roll out as many things, but they also have the opportunity to just save for weeks on end, do a bunch of, let's say, events that pop up, try to collect as many modules from the purveyor as you can, and then just turn, whatever weapon you want into something good. But again, the speculation is if we have 4 stars right around the corner, who knows? Maybe you can only turn an untouched 3-star into a 4-star? I don't know. That's me taking a gamble, but we'll see. We'll say fingers crossed, though. We've definitely gotten lucky on some other predictions. We've gotten lucky on hoarding, so worst comes to worst, I'll just put some of my god rolls to the side, and then we'll do some giveaways if not. But keep an eye out for more goodies. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. Keep an eye out and look forward to some more videos like this. I always enjoy kind of sciencing out these new, let's say, systems that they're bringing into the game. And again, as they're mentioning 4 stars down the road, I'm absolutely going to be testing that out, hoping those 4 stars are meaningful and not just like it adds a little bit of damage or does something that we're not looking for. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Until then, again, join us in the Wasteland on Twitch, on Xbox. I'll put the information in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.